In this video, we will look at the design of a road and how designers communicate that design to the people who build it. All roads are not designed or built the same because they have different design parameters. Design parameters are things that influence the road design. For example, the number of vehicles using the road will influence how many lanes the road needs. The number of heavy vehicles influences how strong the pavement needs to be, and the number of bicycles that would use the road can influence whether you have a separate bike lane or not. Let's look at these parameters in a bit more detail. The road classification is what type of road it is. As we saw in the roading network video, roads are classified according to what role they play in the roading network. High classifications of roads, such as motorways and arterial roads, need to be designed to provide more resilience to closure, more safety features, and to provide less travel times than other types of road. In practice, this might include adding extra lanes to reduce travel times and make it less likely the road would be closed by a crash, building the road higher in low areas to lessen the risks of flooding, closing the road, providing higher quality crash barriers, designing a thicker pavement to better resist road loadings, and using more expensive surfacings that would lessen water ponding on the road, to name but a few. Traffic volumes are the number of vehicles using the road and are often related to the classification. More vehicles means the road needs more capacity, and decisions on how many lanes or how many passing lanes the road needs need to be made. Traffic composition is what types of vehicles use the road. For example, a road serving a residential area may have mainly cars using it, while a road serving a port or industrial area may have a large proportion of trucks. Trucks exert more load on the road, and so the pavement supporting that road needs to be stronger. The speed that the traffic moves influences the design in several ways. Fast-moving traffic exerts more load on the road, especially when turning, braking, and accelerating. Additionally, the bends on the road need to be designed to allow cars to travel around them at the design speed. On faster roads, this means that drivers need to be able to slowly ease into the turn rather than having to throw the car into a full turn immediately upon entering the bend. In practice, this means the first part of the bend needs to be the shape of a spiral, which is a decreasing radius of curvature, rather than the circular shape, which has a constant curvature. The environment that the road is located also varies. The area may be exposed to some storms, requiring better drainage, or it may be dry. The area may be low-lying and prone to flooding, in which case we need to raise the road surface, or it could be well drained. The underlying soil may be strong, or it could be weak and requires strengthening or a thicker pavement. The terrain may be mountainous and steep, requiring more bends and steeper grades, or it could be flat. Each of these environmental factors and more will influence how the road is designed. Most roads provide access to properties, so traffic from the properties needs to be able to get onto the road safely. The driver entering the road needs to be able to get onto the road and up to speed without getting hit by traffic on the road. And so they need to be able to see enough of the road to judge where there is a suitable gap in the traffic to do that. This means we need to consider sight lines. Sight lines are how much of the road the driver entering the road can see. The length of the road they need to be able to see increases as the traffic speeds increase. All of these factors need to be considered in designing a road. Road design involves defining the shape of the road. This is called geometric design. We will not be learning how to do geometric design here, but we will look at how the geometry of the road is defined using drawings. Roads are incredibly complex three-dimensional shapes. This road is turning and sloping down on the same section of road. Designing this as one shape is just too hard, so we split the design into different views that can be defined in 2 dimensions, as you do when you draw on a sheet of paper. Viewed from above, you would see the straights and bends of the road. This is called the horizontal alignment, and we define it with drawings called plans. The horizontal alignment needs to have bends that can be safely and comfortably taken at design speed. If that's not possible, then the traffic speeds need to be slowed with signs. So the bends need to be long and gentle as possible. Viewed from the side, we see the grades, that is the slopes. and flat sections of the road. In other words, we see what the road would look like if you cut it in half. This is called the vertical alignment, and we define this alignment using drawings called long sections. The vertical alignment needs to avoid very steep slopes of road. If the road is too steep, then some vehicles, such as heavily laden trucks, will not be able to travel at the speed limit, and in some cases may not even be able to get up the hill. Steep slopes are also a hazard for vehicles going down the hill, as they can result in drivers having to use the brakes too much or even losing control of the vehicle. The vertical alignment should also be smooth without bumps or rapidly changing humps and hollows, which would cause the driver to lose control of the vehicle. Bumps, humps, and hollows can also make it an uncomfortable ride. Hollows can also pond water, which can be a hazard as the vehicle can lose control when hitting the ponded water or lose traction and aquaplane. So the vertical alignment needs to provide smooth transitions between changes in grade to provide a safe, comfortable ride for road users. Finally, the view across the road is called the cross-section. This defines the width of the road and the pavement details at that particular point. This includes the camber of the road, which is required to provide adequate drainage of the road. Together, the horizontal alignment, vertical alignment, and cross-sections define the shape of the road. Designers communicate these designs via plans, long sections, and cross-sections in a series of drawings known as the drawing set. The drawing set provides all of the information in a logical, easy to understand way. So once you can read a drawing set, all of this information is easier to find. In the following videos, we will look at each of these drawings in more detail. The drawing set used in these videos is on Moodle, and I suggest you spend some time looking through it. You will find there is even more information than I have set out here. Learning to read drawings is one of the competencies that any engineer needs to develop, so make sure you can find your way around the drawing set.